A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to start with chapter 6, Composition of Matter. We know that matter is made up of particles or atoms. There are forces which hold these particles together, which are called as the intermolecular force. So the intermolecular force holds the particles together. Based on the intermolecular forces, you can actually divide matter or classify matter. The intermolecular force that is holding the particle is different in different substances. In some substances, the force is very high and strong. In some substances, it is moderate, means that it is not too high, it is not too low. And in some substances, it is very low, or it's very weak. Okay, so based on how strong, how weak it is, matter can be divided into three. They are solid, liquid and gas. In solid, the intermolecular forces are very high, because of which the particles, they do not normally move away from one another. They cling to one another, or they are very close to one another. In liquid, the intermolecular forces are moderate, means that the particles, they are held together, but the particles can move from one place to another. And in gas, the intermolecular forces are very low, so the particles very freely move from one part to another. And because the intermolecular forces are different in different substances, this gives rise to the state of matter. So the state of matter is three: solid, liquid and gas. So this is one way how you can classify matter. Okay, we look at each one now. Solids. As I already told you that the intermolecular forces in solids, it is very high, because of which the particles do not move away from one another. The distance between the particle is very less, and because the force is high, they only vibrate in their own places, as you can see. Because of this property of the solids, you can say that solids have definite shape, they have definite volume, they have very high density and non-compressibility. Non-compressibility means you cannot reduce them in their size. Here we'll first look at the first row. The physical state of matter we are looking at is solid. Fluidity, rigidity, plasticity and elasticity. In that we know that solids are rigid. Rigid means it is not flexible, or it is hard. Okay, so solids, they are rigid. Their volume, it has definite volume, it has definite shape. Compressibility is negligible, means that it's almost, you can say that it is not possible. So that is why it's written as negligible. Intermolecular force, we know it is very strong, and the distance between the particle is the minimum. There is no almost, you can say that there is no distance only between two particles, they all cling to one another. So that is about the solid. Liquids. Liquid, as I told you, intermolecular forces between the particle is moderate. That means not too high, not too low. So it is, even though the particles they can move freely, but still the forces hold the particles together. That is why it has no shape, but it has volume. So liquid is fluid, it is not rigid. Okay, we know that liquid is flexible, it can move. So that fluidity is called, it's basically the characteristic of a liquid. It has a definite volume, but it has no shape. Compressibility, you can reduce it, but the chances are very small, or very less chances of reducing it in size. Intermolecular forces, they are moderate, as I told you, not too strong and not too low. And the distance, even though they are moderate distance, that means even though the particles have space between them, they are not too far away from one another. In gases, the intermolecular forces are very less in such a way that they don't hold the particles together and the particles are not close to one another. They can easily move. So they move also and the distance is also very high. So that is why you say gases have no shape and no volume. So gaseous substances, because they can move very freely, they flow from one part to another, you again say that they are fluid or they have fluidity. They have no volume, they have no shape. Compressibility is there, that means you can reduce them in size. Okay, so that is one characteristic of the gases. The intermolecular forces is very weak, but the distance is very large. The particles are far away from one another. So this is one way how you can classify matter, that is based on being solid, liquid or gaseous. Another way of classifying this is types of matter. So now in types of matter, we are going to look at how the particles are, or what exactly is the atom doing in it, or what are the types of atom in it. So matter can be divided into three types, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. We will look at elements first. You will understand elements by looking at the examples of it. First example of element is nitrogen. Now if you see, nitrogen has a formula of N2, which means that this is a molecule that is made up of two atoms. That is why the number 2 is written. If you're looking at the atoms on the right hand side, both the atoms contain N, that is both the atoms are nitrogen. Because this nitrogen is made up of the same atom, it is called as an element. Next example, oxygen. Oxygen has the formula of O2, which means it is made up of two atoms of oxygen. On the right hand side, if you see, both the atoms that it is made up of, they are the same. That is why oxygen becomes an element. Chlorine. The formula is Cl2. It is made up of two atoms of chlorine. Because the atoms which make up the substance is the same, it is said to be an element. So I think now you must have understood what is an element. When any substance is made up of the same atoms, that means they are very similar to one another, they are exactly the same, that time you say that it is an element. Compound. The first example in compound we will take is that of water. Now in this the formula is H2O. Here you have, it is not made up of 3 atoms of oxygen. It is not made up of 3 atoms of hydrogen. It is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. That is why 2H and 1O. Okay. Now because this substance is made up of different atoms, that is it's made up of atom of hydrogen also, it's made up of atom of oxygen also, that is why you say that this is a compound. Sodium chloride. Here it is made up of sodium and chlorine, so it's made up of 2 atoms. One atom is of sodium, one atom is of chlorine. Because this substance is made up of different atoms, this becomes a compound. Carbon dioxide, made up of 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Again, it is made up of 2 different atoms, that is why this is a compound. So compound are those substances which are made up of different atoms. Mixtures. Air is an example of mixture. Now how do you understand what is a mixture? A mixture is going to be any substance which consists of elements and compounds mixed together. So when I have elements and compounds all together mixed in one form, that is a mixture. Now if you see air, it has the element of oxygen, it has the element of nitrogen, it has the compound of water, it has the compound of carbon dioxide, it has the atom of argon and many others. So all this together in space, it is called as a mixture. So mixture is when you have elements also, compounds also all together, that is called as a mixture. Milk, another example of mixture. In milk you have water, proteins, milk fat, minerals, lactose, etc. You have so many things being mixed together. That is why this is called as a mixture. We know that lactose gives sweetness to the milk. So this is the example of mixture. Okay. So the way of classifying matter can be divided into two. You can classify matter on the basis of its state, that is either as solid, liquid or gas. Otherwise you can classify matter in the form of its types, that means elements, compounds or mixtures. I hope this is clear. Thank you.